Jesus will speak to our hearts. Words do not teach. We know that, especially as parents. Whatever parents do, the children more than likely will do also. They watch their parents. True knowledge will come from your life experiences. I can share with you my experiences. We can see what happens through experience, but the knowledge comes from true experience, and then the wisdom comes. We offer these words that they might stimulate your thinking. A teacher is a stimulator of thoughts. That's all a teacher does. The teacher stimulates you to think. Jesus invited people to think differently. He was available to the people. He knew their needs and the energy that was God given. That's what Jesus did. Jesus invited people to think on a different level than what other people thought. He invited them to think differently than the norm. He was able to be available to the people, and he was. They knew where to find him. He would take time to talk to them. He knew what their needs were and the energy that was God given inside of them. He not only knew that, he could see it. The basic tenets of these teachings included that people created their own reality through their own thoughts. That was the basic tenets of Jesus's teachings. So he knew if he could teach people to think a little differently, different things would come about. The basic tenets is always to include people that create their own reality. Let them know what they're doing, show them how, explain to them. Individuals are physical extensions of non physical. In other words, we have a spirit and we act out our spirit through our body. That's what we do. We say things, we look at things, we go places. This is acting out our spirit. People are creators and they create their own thoughts. They create with their thoughts. They decide they want to buy a house. So they start looking at a house and then they narrow it down to what kind of house they want. What do they like? And eventually they find the right house. Now, creation tells us that if we had that all in mind, we could do it right away. But for right now, that's how we do it. And whatever people can imagine with a perfect vibrational match is theirs to be or to do or to have. So you can't walk around the world thinking about how it's awful, ain't it awful this, ain't it awful that, and then think you're positive because you've got a good thought. You've got to live your vibrational thought. You've got to live something vibrational in order to match it. And emotions indicate what people are creating. Look at people's emotions. Look at how they feel about things because feelings reach out and that'll indicate to you what they're going to be creating for themselves and for their environment. Life is not meant to be a struggle, but it's a process of allowing. Repeat that again. Life is not meant to be a struggle, but a process of allowing things to come as they will, to learn from what they come and not struggle with it. If you struggle with it, you're putting energy against it. It's hard to change it when you struggle. If something you want is slow to come to you, it can only be for one reason. You are spending more time focusing upon the absence of it than you are about its presence. That is how our mind works. Our mind goes into the infinite, and that's how we bring things to us, is by focusing on what we want and less about the absence of what we have. And that's just some of the things Jesus knew. So his teachings were about being present in the now. His teachings were about being focused on what you want, letting go of the others. The universe does not know if the vibration you are offering is what you are imagining in your mind or what you are seeing. The universe doesn't know. It recognizes energy. If you're imagining something in your mind, it's energy. If you are doing something, it's energy. That's what the universe recognizes. When we learn how to speak universe, or when we learn how to speak God as a better word, we will learn how to create the things that God would like for us to have and things that we might like to have. And it doesn't matter if you believe something because you've seen it or because you've imagined it. All that matters is what you believe. That's all that God can hear is what you believe. He's all knowing, but that is what God can produce. That's what you can produce for yourself as you partner up with your creation by a match vibration with God, the Creator. So remember, no matter what your problem, God is still the answer. And if you trust in your Heavenly Father, He'll never let you down. God bless each and every one of you.